One of the biggest misconceptions is that men believe when they get older, their value in the dating market decreases. In fact, the opposite is true. And many social studies have found that as men age and take care of themselves, the dating games come more toward them, and they find more and more women seeking their company. This phenomenon is not entirely new, and dating back to the early ages of civilization, women have always desired the older man, especially in his middle-aged years. But what are the critical signs that younger women actually desire in an older man? Well, there are 12 simple signs. But first, we need to explore the key differences between older and younger men. Differences between older and younger men, as many women tend to put it. Men are all the same, only the faces change, but this is not entirely true. And if you have someone slightly older, you will notice a couple things about how they approach life. You see, as men age, their priorities change from seeking fun and pleasurable experiences to understanding the importance of life and building something. Having a legacy is the most common difference, which doesn't truly matter for many men in college or just starting their adult lives. Women notice this mental difference, and they gravitate toward a man who seems to know what he wants and how he's going to accomplish this. One of the most common reasons can be found in the biological programming of a woman. If you spend enough time with women, you'll notice that at a certain point they all have this innate desire to bring children into this world. However, children require plenty of resources and stability, and women themselves are not mentally adapted to fighting and fending for themselves in this world. It is for this reason that they want someone who has already fought the fight for them, and someone who can provide stability, security, and a safe environment where it's possible to bring new life into this world, instead of dealing with a young man who still doesn't truly understand his responsibilities. She will settle for someone who can fulfill all those survival needs while allowing her to live life in a stress-free manner. So while you're building yourself up, chances are that she is likely to settle for someone who has already endured all this frustration and hard work. But what signs are there that a woman is ready to date an older man, seeking his opinion and validation? This first one can be a little tricky for some people to understand, but women truly seek validation and approval for their actions of the person they desire. This is true regardless of your age, and even when a younger man dates her, she shows respect by seeking his validation for everything that she does. One clear example of this is when she needs to make a decision. Since women truly hate taking responsibility for risks, she will verify her choice with this person, often using him as a way of replacing the opinion of her father, and this will show clearly how much she respects him. But of course, this can mean that she sees him as a good friend. Right? Well, no. You see, men and women can't truly remain friends, and in many cases, one or the other will fall in love since women only allow men they desire to lead them. Such moves as constantly seeking his opinion on things clearly show that she does want him to continue leading her, and that she desires a relationship. Many older men miss this, and they believe that she only sees them as a mentor of sorts, but this should be reserved for younger men. Seeking your opinion when a woman continually tells you about her vulnerabilities, even when you don't ask for them. This shows some insecurity, which is often an indicator that she desires your comfort. She constantly wants to spend time with him. Now, this one is a little more universal, but people generally gravitate toward those they desire, and they will naturally want to spend more time with such a person as a way of trying to court them into some form of relationship. One of the clear signs that a woman is into you can be seen through the time she wants to spend with you. You will notice that she will do anything to spend time with you or even communicate with you, which can include lying to those around her and even occasionally revealing some of her insecurities through way of manipulation. The fact of the matter is that when someone wants to spend time with you, it clearly means they like you. And for older men, this can be tricky due to society often judging and people having quite a few comments on these relationships. But regardless of the obstacles, you can be sure that she will attempt everything. Once you notice that her communication and attempts towards you have increased, this can clearly show that she does have some attraction and desire to be with you. She makes jokes about his age playfully. Another powerful way that younger women tend to show older men they like them is through some playful banter. Once again, this can be a universal sign of desire from women. But when she starts joking about his age, she generally wants him to respond playfully, and it can be a test to see if the man is truly mature. However, it still shows some level of attraction to explain. This is simple. If you look at women when they just meet someone, you will often see that they have a more emotionless demeanor, but as they develop feelings for the man, they start to become more playful around them. Older men might notice jokes about their age, their profession, and even the fact that some might be calling them old. If you notice this, you should run with it and allow yourself to enjoy the humor. Any relationship will need some humor, especially in what is called the honeymoon phase. She tells you how immature guys her age are if she is younger than you. You can be sure that she had dabbled in the men her own age. In fact, women also experiment with different men, and they gain experience to determine what kind of man is best suited to their needs. A woman who directly bashes them at her own age might fall into one of the two categories she might be angry at. Men her own age for having a bad experience. But for the most part, she will simply tell you this as a way of showing that she desires someone older and more mature. Many men neglect to spot this, and they will simply just ignore it. But when you do notice she is bashing the men her own age, you can also make your move, which should show her that you are also interested. As a caveat, you need to keep in mind that women have a passive-aggressive mindset, and they don't directly say they like someone. She will use things like bashing other men or saying things that seem out of place as a way of trying to see how you respond. Depending on your response, she will use her intuition to figure out if you feel the same. She defends your age around everyone. If you and the woman you are seeing have vastly different ages, there will certainly be different comments that come from people, especially on her side as a man. Friends tend to love the fact that you are dating someone younger. But from a woman's perspective, she is often blasted with comments like, "He's your sugar daddy." However, a woman who truly desires an older man will already know that she needs to defend the guy she's with. She might stand up for you even before you have the opportunity to defend yourself, which is a clear indication that she is truly falling in love or actually developing feelings for you. The most definite answer to this is revealed when her friends start to distance her because she is infatuated with an older man. If you can step back and allow her to make her own decision without being needy or seeming insecure, you will find that she always chooses to follow her heart. This is the most clear sign that she wants you and is willing to sacrifice those around her for this relationship. She shows insecurity. One thing you need to understand about such a relationship is that not only is there a vast age gap, but for the most part there is also a gap in the level of experience that you and her have to close this gap. She will often ask questions about your life, and more importantly, about your past relationships. Now, one thing about women is that they don't care about your past relationships unless they truly like you in some way or another. If she starts fishing for some answers that relate to your past on your history with women, she is gauging to see what level of experience you might have, and if she can live up to these expectations here, it comes down to how you answer. And if you don't want to spark any insecurities in her mind, which could negatively affect the relationship, you should be as diplomatic as possible with your answers. Other men no longer feature in her life when she truly falls in love with you. One of the first things she will do is cut off her options. However, when it comes to dating older men, women tend to cut off their options much sooner. And this is due to the maturity and security they automatically feel. When they are with this man, you will notice that she pulls away from other men, and even when you go out with her, she will more than likely ignore men who try to hit on her. This is a sign of respect. And in the modern era where hypergamous relationships take center stage, this is one of the most clear signs that she truly wants to be with one specific person. Now, this doesn't mean that you should drop your guard, and regardless of whether she has fallen head over heels in love with you, you still need to maintain your masculinity, which is where the next one comes in. She will test you, the age-old test. This is a test that women often do to see if a man is truly who he says he is and to see if he has any weaknesses. In fact, you will notice these tests pop up far more frequently when you get into a relationship, especially with younger women at some point in the relationship or dating process. She's bound to want to know if you can actually stand your Ground, and this is when she might start talking about her past dating experience with men of her own age. Once she does this, she's trying to see how you respond, and women generally do this when things are going great, to see how you react. The best way to handle such a test is through what is known as stoicism. But stoicism goes far deeper than what I'm going to tell you. So, make sure you subscribe to this channel, not to miss any stoic content. However, stoicism teaches you that there are certain things you can control and things you can't. It also tells men that reacting to things that are out of their control is a senseless waste of time, and they are better off spending time focusing on the things that are within their control. By reacting this way, she will notice that these tests have virtually no emotional impact on you, and that there is nothing she can do that will shake your foundation. Not only does this show you she is attracted to you, but it even increases attraction. She does things for him. Women tend to expend their energy where they will get something in return. In fact, you will rarely see a woman do something for others if she is not about to get something back in return. Yes, this will probably infuriate some women, but it's true. One of the first things you will notice is that she sacrifices some of her time to spend more and more of it with you. She might even come up with surprises and continuously send you text messages or memes throughout the day. This is often to check in, but also a way of conveying that she is actually interested, constantly mentioning that maturity is important to her. One thing that psychology reveals is that the moment someone believes something or is in the process of accepting some belief, they will constantly want validation to ensure that their belief is actually true. If a woman is into an older guy, she will continue to mention to him how important maturity is to her in a relationship, and she will also try to justify the relationship by telling the same to the people around her, like friends and family members. Keep in mind that you should not really respond to this, and for the most part, it is her validating her own feelings. In fact, a mature man will immediately notice that this is what psychologists refer to as self-soothing behavior, and that it does not have any real bearing on him as a man. The man becomes the person she talks to about everything. One way to see if a woman trusts you is to observe what she does in times of trouble and hardship, when she is dealing with problems. Whether this be practical or emotional, she will turn to the person that she believes can provide the best possible answers, with the maturity and life experience now established. She will automatically turn to you in hopes that you can come up with the answers to solve some of her most frustrating problems. She will talk to you about what is bothering her without you even having to ask, and this means that she truly trusts you as a man. Women expect that you will always have the answers, but don't go overboard and only assist wherever you feel comfortable assisting. The important thing to remember is that women might quickly change their minds, and not becoming overly attached is your secret weapon to walk away if things don't work out. Now you could say that it is doomed to fail if you don't put everything in. But remember that more than 50% of marriages end in divorce, and the number is even higher when people are just dating. This more distant approach will definitely make you seem even more attractive. She will want to control your life. If a man manages to stand his ground in the initial stages of any relationship, he may find that the woman is the first person to cave, and that she often shows her insecurities first. You see, every relationship has a reacher and settler, and the person who reaches is often the one to be weaker, and the more insecure. You will quickly notice that she will want to know what you are doing, and also try to keep you from spending time with friends or going out when she is not with you. As counterintuitive as this might sound, it is actually the natural flow of any relationship where the woman is the one who is more insecure than the man. This does come in varying levels of intensity, and some are far more likely to stab your car tires, whilst others could just revel in their disappointment. The important thing is that you notice she's actually heavily attracted to you as a man. When she shows this insecurity and vulnerability, she sleeps with you nowadays. Men don't realize the significance of intimacy in a relationship and the impact that it has on women. You see, a woman doesn't just sleep with someone, and if she does, you should start running. The reason for this is that they run the risk of becoming pregnant, which often means they are put in an increasingly vulnerable situation. One of the main reasons women sleep with men is to show them the level of desirability they have, and to form an even deeper emotional connection. Yes, there are plenty of cases where it is done simply out of pleasure, but as a girl turns into a woman or someone you would want to date, this starts to change if she is the one who initiates it. It is an even more clear sign of exactly what is happening and should be a clear indicator that she is truly invested in you and that she likes you. Here you now have the option of choosing to pursue this relationship with her or to move on. But this is a moral question and an important decision for another video.